So the Australian Farm Institute is really excited to be holding a webinar in collaboration with the University of Sydney Institute of Agriculture on the 22nd of June. And the title of the webinar is Conservation Agriculture in 2030. I've got Alex McBratney with me, who's the director of the Sydney Institute of Agriculture. Alex, why are we talking about what conservation agriculture is going to be like in 2030, given that I think most farmers would say that it's working pretty well right now?
Good question, Richard. I think, conservation ag is working very well, and I think Australia probably is as successful as any country in the world at doing conservation ag. But I think, it was invented 40 or 50 years ago, and of course, most ideas have a lifetime of 30 or 40 years. So maybe it's time we had another look at how we particularly do our cropping systems in general. I think there are a few issues around conservation agriculture. Obviously, they're very reliant on herbicides and a particular herbicide. I think that's one of the issues that we have to address. But how does it fit into digital agriculture? Very many questions about how we might wish to grow crops in the future. Do we want to diversify what we grow? How much do we want to go down the automation route, the provenance route? There are many, many questions around how we grow crops in a sustainable and efficient way.
Yeah, look, Alex, as you've highlighted, so many really interesting issues around conservation agriculture, both in terms of the pressures that are being put on existing practice, but also the potential new practice to address what those pressures are that are coming at us through new technology or other reasons for change. I think, as you say, it's always healthy to be looking at what the future holds and what the alternatives are and could be. And I'm really looking forward to this discussion that we'll be having at the webinar on the 22nd of June. We've got a fantastic range of speakers that's going to be presenting at the webinar. We're going to be have 3 sessions, and they will first of all be defining what the current scope of conservation agriculture is, some of those pressures that are on conservation ag practices at the moment that Alex has talked about. We'll then be looking at some of those alternatives that are coming at us and how they might be applied in new systems. And then the final session will sort of wrap it up in an overall look at what conservation agriculture might look like in 2030. So look, really excited about the agenda and looking forward to the discussion. Please join us at the webinar on the 22nd of June. The details will be in the link to this video.
And I look forward to seeing you there.